how Trumpian is Britain becoming? On September 16th, Donald Trump arrived in Britain for a second state visit. Just days before, as many as 150,000 people had joined Tommy Robinson, a far-right campaigner, at a rally in London. The vibe was oddly transatlantic. Charlie Kirk, the recently murdered right-wing influencer, featured on many t-shirts. And mega Make England Great Again hats were dotted about in the crowd. But don't be misled by these scenes of support. Across Britain, Donald Trump is even more unpopular than he was during his first state visit in 2019. Back then, 21% of the British public held a positive perception of Trump. This has now fallen to only 16%, making him slightly less popular than Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But look beyond the man, and MAGA-esque ideas are gaining ground. Many of the grievances that carry Trump to the White House are approaching a critical mass in Britain. The Economist identified 34 questions from a British survey, which align with America's MAGA movement. Individually, some of these thoughts reflect old-fashioned conservatism or classical liberalism, but collectively they are a useful MAGA proxy. In 2014, 40% of Brits held MAGA views on a majority of these questions. This was when Reform UK's hard-right predecessor, UKIP, was at the height of its popularity, and the Brexit referendum was brewing. By 2020, this had fallen to just over a quarter. But since then, Trumpist views have rebounded, rising to 36% in 2025. The MAGA-esque concerns taking hold in Britain include a rise in anti-vaccine sentiment, support for mass deportations, and an increase in those who think that Britain spends too much on climate change and the environment. The recent protest success can also, in part, be put down to its relative vagueness. The slogan, "Unite the Kingdom," was clever, allowing people of different stripes to rally together under a single, generalised anxiety about Britain's seemingly terminal decline. Now, this is something that Trump's movement has always excelled at. But in Britain, polarisation and conspiracy thinking still lag behind America, and success in elections requires maintaining a healthy distance from the extremes. Trump's unpopularity among Brits is a reminder of that. When Air Force One touched down in Britain, Donald Trump stepped out into a country that, amid its growing divisions, is becoming increasingly sympathetic to his politics, if not to him.